You are the master of your fate. Let's begin. I want to talk to you about the one conversation that matters most, the one happening just outside the noise of your daily life. It's the voice of the universe itself, whispering opportunities directly to you. Most people are too busy to hear it, too distracted, too filled with doubt. I'm going to show you how those whispers aren't just coincidence. They are a divine blueprint. I'll reveal the practical methods for interpreting these cosmic nudges, why your current struggles might be the very signals you need to hear, and how to act with absolute certainty when they arrive. The first rule of listening: before you can hear the universe, you must give it a reason to speak to you. The universe does not speak to a wandering mind. It is a conversation with a destination, and your definiteness of purpose is your side of the dialogue. It is your part of the bargain. I tell you this with absolute certainty. Without a definite purpose, you are just background noise. You are a radio without a frequency dialed in. The signals are flying all around you, but you can't receive them. You don't know what you're listening for. I spent a great deal of my life observing the most powerful men of my time, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, and what separated them from the millions who labored in obscurity was not luck or divine intervention. It was a single, unwavering focus. They had a singular mission, a burning desire, and a clear vision of their destination. This definiteness of purpose was their great antenna. It was the magnet that attracted the very opportunities they needed. It pulled the right people, the right ideas, and the right moments into their path, even when those things seemed impossible to a less focused mind. Think about it this way: the universe is constantly conspiring to help you, but it needs an address. It needs to know where to send the mail. It needs the blueprint of what you intend to build. If your mind is a chaotic mess of vague desires, I want to be rich, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, the universe simply hears static. It doesn't know where to focus its energy. The subtle nudges get lost in the noise. A door opens and you walk right past it because you didn't even know you were looking for a door. Your definite purpose is more than a goal. It is a declaration. It is a covenant you make with yourself and with the universe. It tells the world, this is what I am building. This is the truth of my life. This is the project I am committed to. And once that declaration is made, the universe responds. It starts to send you the blueprints, the materials, and the people you need. It is your most powerful tool for silencing the internal chatter and finally hearing the profound, quiet voice that has been trying to guide you all along. Most people are waiting for a thunderclap, a sign in the sky. They are waiting for the heavens to part and a booming voice to tell them exactly what to do. But I tell you, that is not how it works. That is not how the universe speaks. The universe is not a lightning strike. It is a whisper. It is a constant, steady hum that most people miss because they are too distracted by the noise of their own minds. The universe is a cosmic radio station, and it is broadcasting opportunities to you right now. But you must be tuned to the right frequency. This isn't about magical thinking. This is about psychological and spiritual alignment. The signals are always there, a thought that keeps returning to you, a stranger who says something that feels eerily relevant, a book that falls off a shelf at a bookstore and seems to contain the exact words you needed to read. These are not random events. These are your opportunities, wrapped in the disguise of everyday life. I spent 20 years of my life with Andrew Carnegie, and I saw his genius up close. He was a master at this. His great plans for steel, for industry, for philanthropy, they didn't arrive in a single flash of light. They arrived as a series of small, persistent nudges over months and years. A conversation with a colleague here, a chance encounter with an inventor there. Each one was a small breadcrumb, a signal from a power greater than himself, guiding him to his next action. He had his purpose, and his purpose was his great antenna. It allowed him to receive the signals that others simply wrote off as coincidence. You must stop waiting for the grand, dramatic sign. It is a fool's errand. The universe rewards the prepared mind, not the passive one. It speaks to those who are already in motion, already building, and already listening. The signals are there. They are in the recurring themes in your life. The unexpected help that arrives when you need it most. The sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. These are not just happy accidents. They are deliberate messages. They are the voice you have been ignoring. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. I have heard this truth repeated many times, and in my life I have found it to be one of the most powerful revelations for those seeking to master their destiny. The average man sees a fortunate event as a stroke of luck, a pleasant surprise with no deeper meaning. He credits the day of the week, the weather, or some other external factor. A master of his own mind, however, knows better. He understands that there are no true coincidences. There is only a connection between his definite purpose and the unfolding of a universe that is ready to deliver on it. This is the great shift in perspective. You must learn to distinguish between a casual, random thought and a true universal whisper. A casual thought is fleeting, it has no energy behind it. A whisper, on the other hand, is a thought or an event that arrives with a unique, persistent quality. It feels weighty. It feels like a moment you must pay attention to. It is the recurring name you keep hearing, the same problem presenting itself in different forms. The one book that keeps appearing in your field of vision. These are not accidents. They are the breadcrumbs of a greater plan. I recall a young man who came to me, frustrated by his lack of progress. He was a talented inventor, but his ideas never seemed to get off the ground. He complained about a constant series of unlucky events, meetings that fell through, a crucial part that broke on his prototype, a mentor who suddenly became unavailable. I asked him to list these unlucky events. As he spoke, a pattern emerged. Every failure was a signal pointing him away from a dead-end idea and toward a more viable one. The crucial part that broke was a flaw in his original design. The mentor who became unavailable was a sign that he needed to become his own authority. He was not being unlucky, he was being redirected. He was a man listening to his troubles, but not the truth they carried. He had to learn to see his failures as signposts, not roadblocks. The next time you feel a nagging sense that you should be somewhere else, or the urge to pursue a new path, or you experience a string of what you call bad luck, do not dismiss it. Do not ignore it. That is the universe speaking to you in its most direct and urgent voice. It is telling you that the path you are on is no longer the one you are meant to be on. Learn to see these events not as obstacles, but as the universe's way of whispering to you, this way, not that way. The truth is often revealed in the things you least want to hear. Now that you understand what you're listening for, we must discuss the tools you need to hear it. This is where we move from a philosophical understanding to a practical application. Your mind is a noisy place, and the whispers of the universe are quiet. You need to create silence. You need to develop your own internal opportunity radar. The first and most powerful tool is journaling. A cluttered mind cannot see a clear pattern. Your thoughts, your struggles, your fleeting ideas, they are all fragments of a greater message. When you write them down, you are taking them out of the chaotic landscape of your mind and placing them on a map. I have seen men who, after just a week of dedicated journaling, suddenly saw the recurring themes in their lives with startling clarity. They would see the same problem presenting itself in a new guise, or the same solution appearing in a different conversation. The journal is your interpreter. It takes the universe's abstract language and translates it into a tangible blueprint for action. The second tool is stillness. I don't mean just sitting quietly. I mean the deliberate act of quieting your mind. This can be meditation, or it can be a simple walk in the woods with no distractions. In the silence, you give the whispers a chance to break through the constant chatter of your ego and your worries. You are not trying to force an answer. You are simply creating an open channel. The greatest ideas and insights I have ever encountered did not come from a frantic search. They came from a quiet moment of reception after I had prepared my mind to receive them. This is where your intuition gets its oxygen. The third tool is active observation. The average person moves through the world with their eyes half closed. They see what they expect to see. They do not truly observe. You must train yourself to pay attention to the details. A phrase in a conversation that stands out, a number that keeps appearing, an unexpected person who enters your life. These are the details that are carrying a message. They are the breadcrumbs. It is the man who finally noticed that every client he lost had the same problem, leading him to a breakthrough product. Or the inventor who realized the solution to his machine was found in a child's toy he saw in a store window. This is what I mean when I say you must develop your cosmic compass. It is a constant, deliberate practice of paying attention, and it is a muscle that only grows stronger with use. To hear the whisper and do nothing is to have never heard it at all. The universe does not reward passive listening. It rewards decisive action. This is the great bridge. The whisper is on one side, and the opportunity is on the other. Your will to act is the only thing that will carry you across. I have seen countless men stand on the precipice of their great opportunity, only to turn away. Why? Because the whispers often lead you down a path that does not make logical sense. It requires you to step outside of what is comfortable, what is known, and what is safe. And this is where the real test begins. This is where fear and doubt become your greatest enemies. They will whisper their own lies, telling you it's a foolish idea, a waste of time, or that you're not ready. But I tell you, a whisper from the universe is always an invitation to a new level of courage. My friend Thomas Edison was a man who understood this truth in his very bones. When he had an idea, a whisper, he did not debate it with a committee. He did not overthink it. He acted on it. He would go to his laboratory and begin the work. I witnessed him fail 1,000 times, 10,000 times, but he never saw it as failure. He saw each attempt as a part of the process, a piece of the puzzle. He knew that the whisper, the divine inspiration, had to be followed by a human act of will. He didn't wait for a sign that said, "This idea will succeed." He simply acted on the sign that said, "This is the next step." Opportunity is a door that opens and closes in an instant. It is not an invitation for a leisurely stroll. It is a call to immediate action. The universe has done its part. It has given you the signal. Now you must do yours. You must step forward with courage and certainty, even when your mind is screaming for you to hold back. You must trust that the same power that led you to the door will see you through it. What happens when you begin this practice? What happens when you define your purpose, when you listen for the whispers, when you act with courage? Your life ceases to be a frantic struggle against the current. It becomes a partnership. You stop trying to force your way through life and start allowing life to guide you. This is what it means to live in a state of flow. It is not a state of laziness or wishful thinking. It is a state of active, disciplined synchronicity. When you are in a state of flow, the right people, the right books, the right ideas seem to appear at the exact moment you need them. The cosmic radio station is no longer just a faint signal. It is a constant, clear broadcast. Your mind and the universe are working in tandem. Your subconscious mind is searching for the opportunities that match your definite purpose, and the universe is presenting them. I saw this in the lives of every great man I studied. They were not lucky, they were attuned. They were so aligned with their purpose that the universe had no choice but to respond. This is the great ripple effect. It begins with one simple act of listening, one simple act of courage, but it radiates out to every area of your life. Your relationships become more harmonious because you are less frantic and more present. Your work becomes more productive because you are working with the natural currents of opportunity, not against them. Your inner world becomes more peaceful because you are no longer filled with the noise of doubt and uncertainty. You are operating from a place of quiet, confident certainty. This state is available to you right now. It is not a place you have to travel to or a state you have to earn. It is a choice you have to make, a choice to stop fighting and start listening, a choice to trust and to act. The next step is a simple one, but it is the most important one you will ever take. I will give you the precise assignment you need to begin this new opportunity-rich life in the final section. It is time to stop waiting for your life to happen. It is time to start creating it, in partnership with the universe itself. I have given you the blueprint. I have told you the secrets I learned at the feet of the most successful men in the world. The universe is speaking. It has been speaking since the day you were born. The only question is, are you listening? This is not about some vague notion of manifesting. This is about a definite purpose, a trained mind, and a partnership with a power greater than yourself. I have watched men who had every advantage fail, and I have watched men who started with nothing build empires. The difference was not their circumstance. It was their understanding of this simple truth. Opportunity is not a lightning strike. It is a whisper. It is your job to tune in. Your definite purpose is your signal. Your intuition is your receiver. Your action is your power. Do not let another day pass by while your life is on mute. It is time to listen. It is time to act. It is time to stop being a passive passenger in your own life and become the conscious co-creator of your destiny. The conversation has begun. Now, it is your turn to speak. Key takeaways and action steps. The conversation is now yours. I have provided you with a timeless framework for understanding and acting upon the opportunities that the universe is constantly presenting to you. But a blueprint is only useful if it is acted upon. Knowledge without action is a form of procrastination. I challenge you to make a covenant with yourself right now to put these principles into immediate practice. Don't wait for a sign that you are ready. The sign is that you have finished reading these words. To begin this journey, I offer you these key takeaways and 5 definitive steps to take in the next 7 days. This is not a suggestion. It is an assignment. 1. Define your definite purpose. Your purpose is your spiritual GPS. It is the destination that the universe's whispers are pointing you toward. Without it, you are aimless, and the signals will have no meaning. Take an hour to write down, with absolute clarity, what you intend to accomplish with your life. What is your burning desire? What is the one thing you would give everything to achieve? This must be the foundation of all your actions. 2. Start a whisper journal. Purchase a small notebook that you can carry with you at all times. For the next 7 days, write down every recurring thought, strange encounter, or unexpected insight. Do not try to interpret them in the moment. Simply document them. At the end of the week, review your journal. You will begin to see a pattern emerge, a story that the universe is telling you, and you will see it with a clarity you never thought possible. 3. Embrace the stillness. For 15 minutes each morning before you do anything else, sit in silence. This is not about clearing your mind. It is about creating a space for the whispers to arrive. The greatest ideas often come in the moments between thoughts. 4. Act on an intuitive nudge. Take one small action this week, based on an intuitive feeling, no matter how illogical it may seem to your rational mind. Maybe it is calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in years. Maybe it is sending an email to a person you admire. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, it just has to be an act of faith. This is how you begin to develop your inner opportunity radar. 5. Challenge your doubt. The next time you hear a whisper of doubt, a voice telling you it can't be done, do not fight it. Ask it a question. Is this voice serving my ultimate purpose? You will find that the voice of doubt is a parasite. It lives off of fear. When you confront it with the definiteness of your purpose, it has nowhere to go. The whispers are waiting. It is time to stop listening to the noise of the world and start listening to the truth of the universe. Remember, your success begins the moment you decide to act.